When news hits, when updates are announced, we are your number one source of information and discussion. ATYT16, CubeWorld News, a trusted team, your source for local and Cube Worldwide news, with your lead anchor, Rod Cubeman. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to CubeWorld News. I'm Rod Cubeman. The 3-year mark of the initial release of CubeWorld Alpha is quickly approaching, and players past and present are starting to wonder, could this be the year that Wollay reopens the shop and makes CubeWorld available again? Many would-be players have longed for access to the game, continually leaving comments for the lucky Let's Players who got the game when it was still available. Comments like, when can I get this? Where can I get it? When will it be available? And why would Wollay do this to us? The answers were found in an article from the website Kotaku from last year, where Wollay said that an EU tax law making it difficult to sell games online outside of Steam was why the store was taken down in the first place. He adds that once the game is ready, it will of course be made available again, but with the small team and his perfectionism, it may take some time. No date for the release has been mentioned to this point. Today's main story is about the announcements that have been made on Wollay's Twitter and Instagram about the changes to the game itself, both in sense of gameplay and elements of programming. Among the changes of the game are some tweaks and more customization to the interface. Wollay is adding an option to have smaller graphical user interface, GUI. This is especially useful for lower resolutions where widgets become really big and overlap. Yet to be discussed are the sound levels, which have been described as freaking loud by many Let's Players and gamers while playing and recording episodes of CubeWorld. There's also the ability to type /DPS to open a damage meter and using /sit to sit anywhere. Key bindings are also undergoing some refinement, as up until now there was no way to choose your own setup. This has resulted in many potions being drank while players would attempt to use their numbered special maneuvers. Also tweaked is the item tooltips. The main stat is more highlighted, and the stat differences are displayed for easy prioritization during gameplay. There will also be new ways to get around the world. Currently, the only way to travel long distances instantaneously was to find a portal stone, which would allow travel between another portal stone. 2 must be found to make this of use, and even then players would have to recall where they located the first one and find them on the map in order to make use of them. An upcoming change allows teleportation to discovered cities, which should make heading back into town for a potion refill much easier for everyone. In addition to being able to teleport to cities, you can also now teleport to other players' locations in multiplayer. One won't be teleported directly to the other player, but to a resurrection statue somewhere nearby, which will make finding friends and teammates much easier in collaborations or in new worlds. Wollay has been releasing songs on SoundCloud, which will add a great feel to CubeWorld. There are several songs which connect to new factions, which will also be introduced into the game. This reporter has been listening to the songs as they come out and has been delighted by the thought of them in-game. Surely they will increase immersion and round out this already fantastic world. In other sound news, rivers now make sounds, instead of only having the splashing sounds when jumping in or running through water, again increasing the ambience of the world. In a financial twist, platinum coins will no longer be used and will be removed from circulation. Instead of using them to change power levels on your equipment, gold coins will now be accepted. The upgrades will get more expensive with increasing levels. This will, however, extend the life of your favorite weapons until it gets either too expensive or a better item is acquired. This is part of an entirely new leveling system that works without the power stat. Non-quest creatures still have levels, however dungeon mobs are without level. Naming and coloring of creatures in dungeons is now the same as items. A mob with blue plus 18 means that they will have a power level 18 and likely to drop plus 18 items of blue quality. In contrast to before, players can now precisely see the power of creatures. Each monster has an aggro list from which the number of players is determined. You can get aggro by attacking and or healing. Wollay is finally going to bring in online multiplayer, officially. Up until now, the multiplayer for the game seems to be all fan-made and run. The server port will be able to be set in server.cfg And in multiplayer, the HP of enemies is increased by 50% for each additional attacking player. Other things Wollay is working on for the overhaul is changes to HP and damage scaling, class-based stats, and to improve crafting, making it much faster to craft in bulk as the crafting speeds up over time, 20% faster for each item crafted. Also on the list is improved villager AI, which includes a more complicated daily schedule for each. They will walk around town and do a number of chores or activities instead of hanging out in town square waiting to catch a glimpse of a passing hero, or staying in their house all the time. Hopefully they will be able to interact a little more instead of having just told me time and time again that they love hang gliding. One sure thing is they will now have NPC emotes, which will make it clear how they are feeling. On the topic of hang gliders, though, news is that everyone's favorite mode of transportation, hang gliding, will be improved. Physics have been altered to allow more control and precision when flying through the skies of CubeWorld. Wollay has also created a new logo for the game itself. This report will always have a soft spot for the old look, but a refreshed branding could be a good thing once the update does hit. At the very least, it will be very clear which YouTube videos were made in alpha versus newer versions. As with any alpha, there are a certain amount of bug fixes to be handled in the update, and this game is no exception. The ninja's passive skill no longer turns all attacks into criticals, but only those that are supposed to be crits in the first place. The green laser of wizards and witches has been nerfed, which is great news, because it was definitely an overpowered move. And the camera has been adjusted so it won't glitch through walls anymore, which spells good news for Let's Players looking for that great thumbnail shot. The game itself, of course, is taking priority, but Wollay has been thinking about a better forum or comment solution. It is clearly no simple task when two people are at the helm of the entire project. Most importantly, and this is a bit of a sad note, all save games will be wiped in the next update. A copy will stay in the game folder, however it won't be accessible any longer. This means that any character you have now in the alpha will not be compatible with the future versions of CubeWorld. Many of us will be saying goodbye to beloved and powerful characters, but in their place, new heroes will rise and explore the Cube world. A world more beautiful than ever, surely. That's all for tonight on CubeWorld News. Until next time, we join you in hope and hype that soon we will hear more from the reclusive Wollay. We here at CubeWorld News wish him and his wife Pixie all the best, and thanks to them for the hard work on the game so far, and for keeping us up to date on Twitter and Instagram with the latest. From everyone here at ATYT16 CubeWorld News, I'm Rod Cubeman. Till next time. Next time on CubeWorld News, questline, map, and world tweaks and changes for the update.